I'm Serenity Ravenwolf,
And I'm Robert Hubbs.
and together we are Love Heals Humanity.
Love heals humanity.
Yeah,
And,
or
and
should we?
today we are a beat behind for
Serenity
technical
had the tech
reasons.
issues today, and we still have it. I have to excuse up front for my sound because it's not picking up my good mic, and we couldn't make it work. So we decided that what was more important was for our presence to be with you. And yeah,
Get it done.
and it just means that I need to practice at what went wrong. So
That's
today,
all good.
on the topic of the show today, is revolutionize your belief systems with these easy peasy tips. And what I say, and Robert can potentially confirm this, any tip that comes from me is easy peasy, right, Robert?
Yeah, any tip is just smooth sailing.
Well, I kind of have a
Unlike the start of today.
yeah, and I kind of have a gift for simplifying anything. You see the guru's 40-step processes that they're charging $40,000 for, and I can look at that and say, really all you need out of that is step 1, 5, 16, and 32. The rest is just fluff, so they can charge you another $39,932. I'll just take the
But
4 steps and run with those.
yeah, but that's everywhere. There are so many things. It's not just in this space. It's every place. People want to make things more complicated. They want to make things more difficult. We think if we make it difficult, it's somehow better. It's somehow magically more whatever. And no.
I know. And I'd like to welcome everybody that has joined us on the show today. And if actually, I just love knowing that you're here. So if you can pop in the comments, say hi, say where you're from, and if at any time during the show you have a question to ask or you'd like some clarity, please feel free to write your question in the comments and I can bring it on screen, and we'd love to answer your questions. We'd even love to know what sort of topics you'd like us to talk about, because I'm a bit of an architect, which also makes, what do you call it, jack of all trades and master of none. Just means, like the architect, I know a lot about a very broad set of self-help, self-development, NLP, hypnosis, healing topics and modalities, and I can give you a broader view of things. I'm just not the electrician. Hello, Alberta. Yay!
More fellow Albertans.
Exactly. Well, no, and the person's name is actually Alberta Darko.
Oh.
I had to think of that too.
There you go.
Alberta, where do you live? I'm sure it's not in Alberta. Sorry, I've got a weird sense of humour. So to get on the topic for today, I'll just quickly read the show description so we all get on the right page. Our belief systems shape our experience of life. We are shaping our reality from old belief systems that have ceased to serve us. Or are we proactively creating new belief systems that allow us to heal and shine? And then I don't need to read the rest. Join Serenity and Robert, hello, here we are, as they share simple ways to make new beliefs that support us and our dreams.
That'd be a great promo for today's show. Too bad we're doing today's show right now.
Hey,
Oh,
we
wait
should
a
just
minute.
do a video promo. We've got someone from Melbourne. I'm assuming that means Australia. Yay! I'm in Australia. Welcome, Australians. We've got Australia and Canada in the house. Robert, where do you think is a good place to start on today's topic?
Mm.
I
Well, it would be
energetically
too
need
easy.
another consciousness to play with, so that's why I revert to Robert, because Robert gives me a thread and a place to start.
But starting at the beginning is too easy. You should start at the most unexpected thing,
Ooh.
because we all are, we're all so caught up in, we're talking about making things too complicated or making things, so much more than they need to be, than not having simplicity. So what's the thing that's most unexpected? As I know you had some ideas about the tips. So what's the most unexpected one? Because that's where we need to start, the thing that we don't expect, because that's what always happens.
What's worked best for me at And this piggybacks beautifully on last week's show, which was about having a new perspective. So to piggyback off of that, the greatest expansion I've experienced in my life and the greatest tool that has supported me is to be my own divinely loving presence and guide for myself, for the little one that's inside, like an inner child, and for anything and everything that pops up. You know, for example, for some weird reason, last night for a moment, and these when I mention a moment now, in the past they'd have taken hours, days, weeks, months, years for me to shift through. Moment, I'm talking about 5 or 10 minutes. So I popped up for some reason. I popped this fear about coming on the show today, to be in front of everybody. Well, I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting myself in front of everybody. I'm putting myself out there for ridicule. There's this little part of me that has something that triggered it last night, and so all I did was sit with it. And in a way, that is an old belief system, right? Because something in my past experience, whether it be this lifetime or some other, has had some experience that was remotely of a similar flavour that has triggered this fear to pop up. So all I did was sit down with the fear and said, hello, beautiful, come on in. Tell me all about it. I can feel that you're feeling scared about something. Please, you have 100% of my attention. Tell me all about it. Would you like a hot chocolate? Why do you do that? And if you'd like, did you bring a bag? I'll unpack it. You can stay for as long as you like. Because I find that what we try to do with these old belief systems, old patterns that play out, old thought patterns, thought forms, is there are many, and I'd even put myself out on a limb and say most modalities that are still present ask you to squash it, release it, resist it, destroy it, uncreate it, tell it to go away, release it, bye-bye. No, I invited him. Because it's kind of like a child. What happens when a child, guaranteed, you get on a phone call and a child wants your attention, the whole freaking call. Why? Because your attention isn't 100% present with them. There is absolutely zero difference to these old belief patterns, fears, and what we call negative emotions that pop up. So I find that when just by seeing them, acknowledging them, recognizing them, and being the divinely loving presence, they disappear and they go away all by themselves because they feel loved. How do we feel when we feel loved and seen and accepted? We feel safe and we feel secure and we feel loved, and we can then just expand into, which is kind of like, it just sort of dissolves. And I'd love to hear in the comments if anyone has ever had even a momentary experience where you were present for these thought patterns and belief systems.
Well, and I, someone on this call has had that experience today. I think it's one of those moments. We all have them. We all have them all the time, or maybe not all the time, but we all have them from time to time, where you just have that total moment of, I am right here, and I'm so dug into, and Megan, you're so right. This is,
but it's so
alchemy.
simple.
Alchemy is such a word, right? It's one of those words that it means so much more than most people give it credit for. It's not the same as magic. It's something, it's knowing what you're dealing with and being able to make way more of it than just what that surface of it is, knowing what's really beneath the surface and what you can turn something into. And like you were saying earlier, Serenity, you were talking about, the belief system. It doesn't even have to be your belief, though. That's the thing that I always find is we pick up other people's beliefs, their ideas, beliefs are a communicable thing. They can be a disease. They can be a disease. It's
Actually,
like
they can create dis-ease, even
I yeah, yeah,
life-ending
yeah.
diseases.
I wasn't going there right away, but yes, yes, very true. But the thing is, it's communicable. Other people put it out there, and we pick it up. So that feeling, the emotion that you don't want to be putting yourself out there, it doesn't even have to be in your lifetime or in a past lifetime. It doesn't even have to be yours. It can be somebody else's. It's just
Well, often
like a
that's also
coal.
part of our belief systems. And Jackie, just to acknowledge you, you said you missed the beginning of the call, so you're wondering what we're talking about. We're talking about our belief systems and how they shape our experience of life. And I've just
Yeah.
finished sharing a really super duper simple, apparently what Megan says, a transformative alchemy technique that I use all the time,
Yeah.
to help shift these, whether they be old belief systems, old family patterns playing out, old thought forms, fear, anything that pops up. So definitely, I think I said this, that you could go back and rewind the show to the beginning even while we're live, or you can watch the beginning at the end.
No, don't go back. There's no
Don't go
going
back!
back. Don't go
Don't go
back.
back! Stay with
And
us!
was that Jackie that asked that question? Sorry, did you say that was that Jackie that asked that question
Jackie asked, she just
about the
said, I'm
beginning?
new
Yeah.
here and
So,
what
so
this
Jackie,
is
we
like.
missed the beginning too. We were late, so you didn't miss as much
Yeah,
as
we
you
were a couple of
thought.
minutes late, so you didn't miss as much as you thought. Um,
See, that's the universe looking out for you, Jackie.
yeah,
It's like, oh, you can't be here right at the time you wanted to be, so we'll just start the whole thing late for you.
exactly.
Your
And
alchemy.
yeah, and to piggyback on to something I also said last week, and this is like a philosophy, pretty much everything of my life filters through, is everything that shows up in my life, every
Mm,
person, every experience, every interaction, is purely the divine giving me the opportunity to be loved. So why would that be any different with an interaction with a person or an animal or a tree or a leaf or a blade of grass, as opposed to my inner child, the inner parts of me that show up with fear and pain and something. Fear is one that often pops up, and I don't care how far along. And maybe I even, as a psychic satellite dish, maybe I even plucked that little bit of fear out of my neighbour who was experiencing fear of something, because I picked it up and then I just put it to something that felt similar, which was about showing up on the show, which was the example I gave a little while ago.
right.
So, yeah. Oh, by the way, all the overlays that I had set up for the show, they're not there. So we have no bottom third today, and we have no preset links to give anybody, or it is as it is.
And the logo's not
The
there.
logo's
And we
not
don't
there.
need any of those things
Obviously
because
not.
they'd have been here if we needed them. We don't need them.
Just our beautiful selves is all that's required.
I'm not going to put that out there for me.
Jackie mentions, well, at least I can drag and drop the comments across. Yay!
Yeah.
Jackie mentions my fear of my PTSD, but I'm trying to get more positive. And I think, Jackie, it's more than getting more positive. The bit that you missed before in the simple process that I shared, that I use on myself like multiple times a day, is to be our own divinely loving presence. So when the fear pops up, rather than try to make it go away, is to be present with it and say, hello, my beautiful friend. Like you'd say to a young toddler or a child that just woke up in the middle of the night with a bad dream, or was hurt, or your soulmate lover at 2 a.m. in the morning when you're whispering pillow talk to each other. Hello, my beautiful friend. Welcome in. I can see that you're feeling a bit scared at the moment. And that is important to you, and I feel deeply honoured that you've come to me with this. Please tell me all about it. And or the other simple tool that I use a lot, in tandem, separately, and it's the core go-to tool that I go to all the time, is I put my hands, my intention on my heart. And the best way to put your intention on your heart is to put your hand, a finger, both your hands, and say, as I just described, to your lover or to a child, I love you. I love you. And if I say that for a minute, that sort of calms stuff down. And then maybe I can then address. Now, if you don't like, I've had this writer, what if you don't like yourself? I said, well, then step it back. Say, I like you. And if you absolutely hate yourself, like most of us do, because we're our own we're our own world's worst abusers. The journey is to become our own divinely loving presence, right? And then all of that other stuff just disappears. Yeah. Sorry. When I'm channeling, it's like I get a black spot in the connection, and then I don't even know what the next word is, and I just say, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Where I try to keep these to
tip number 2.
Yeah, I know. I try.
Because you got to count all the ones that are in there, and that's like, I guess that's supposed to be my job. I'm supposed to keep count, but I didn't. I was just listening in. I was just joining in.
You're welcome, Jackie. Do you have any other questions or queries about that? And I would love sometime in the future, if you try this, I'd start with the I love you. Oh, I was talking about I love you. Yes, the next step, if you absolutely hate yourself, and because you're being your own world's worst abuser, like 95% of the population, is this next step back from saying I like you, if you can't even feel comfortable doing that, is to find something about yourself to compliment you. I don't care how much people are their world's worst abusers. They have something, some attribute, something they do, some way they show up, something they say, some hobby that they're amazing at, or some attribute of their body, like they have lovely eyes or they have sexy eyebrows. Your toenails always look beautiful. Whatever, I was just digging for random things. Compliment yourself for just a minute. Serenity. You're looking good today. Your skin tone looks amazing. Your hair looks okay. Even if all you can say is it looks okay, that's better than beating yourself up. Because I haven't always been able to look a stranger in the eye and say, I love you. I started at my own world's worst abuser too. It's a journey. And that's why that is always my go-to tool. And then being the divinely loving presence for anything and everything that shows up in my life, absolutely including my internal stuff. So, I'm trying to keep these, I'm going to keep kind of
short
shows, short, 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, we're under 20 if you count our start time. If you count the time we should have started, we're just over 20, but that's okay.
Oh, I love this. Megan shares something beautiful, Robert. Megan says, yes, I write lists of all my little and big achievements to build self-love when I'm low.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah. That's great. And that works in reverse too. You can write down the list of the things that you fear, because part of so fear has a purpose. Fear's not just random. It has a purpose. It's there to tell us that something's really important and we need to pay attention. It doesn't mean that it's what we have to do. It doesn't mean we have to not do something because of that fear. But you write that list down and you feel where all those things are. You write it all down. Just like you write down the list of all the little, the big, and the I don't know what it is achievement yet, because they're all part of us. And like I'm not afraid of my fears. That doesn't actually quite make sense, but let's go with it. I don't want to not have fear. I just want to not be ruled by it. I don't want to be run by it. I don't want to charge headlong into something, because sometimes the fear's there for a reason. But when that reason gets displaced, so write it down. Oh, afraid of this, but but this is a good thing. And here's all my achievements. And back to your point, Serenity, that accepting it, that accepting you, that welcoming it into your life. It's like jumping into a tank of cold water. Like it's still cold. It's gonna be cold, whether you fight against it or accept it.
Yes,
But
and
if you ever done it,
writing the things down like you were just sharing, Robert, about the
mm,
even the things we fear, those sort of things that pop
yeah,
up on a separate list.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not using that to continue being our world's worst abuser. What I would use that for is to then choose the time, an altered state of consciousness, a daydream
mm,
moment, meditation if you'd like to call it that, but any altered state of consciousness, it like a daydream, is perfect, where you can look at that list and address them and call on it. Hello, fear that popped up the other day when blah
hmm
blah blah. And then it knows that that's the grain of sand that's on the beach of the universe,
yeah,
that you're addressing it and it only, and I find though that they are better to address in the moment, and it
yep,
only takes
yep,
moments. And you don't have to,
yep,
you can be in a line or at a party or standing on the stage speaking to somebody where you can't address it in the moment and take 5 or 10 minutes out. But you could address it, you could take a moment and stop speaking. You could then
yeah,
just say in your mind, hello, little one, I acknowledge you. Please come
mm,
in, take a seat. And as soon as I finish this talk or finish this party or in a moment, I will be with you. But when you make those sort of promises to these little ones, Alexa, stop. Oh dear. um, when you make that promise, please go back and address them, even if you have to take a mental note or write it down.
hmm
But yeah,
hmm
what Megan wrote about the list, that's along the lines of a gratitude list.
it is.
Yeah, and that's what brought me tears, that someone actually does that. OMG. I am so
Oh yes.
excited, and my soul is overwhelmed with joy that I get teary and emotional. And I can't help it. I just love people, and I'm here to help teach people to fish, to become a
And
divinely loving presence so that we can have peace on earth. And if
and
you're
going
up,
into the other and going into the other side of that is kind of like the clarity list. You know, you really need you need clarity. You need to know your accomplishments. You need to know your fears. You need to know what you're great at, what you want to be great at, what you're good at, what you maybe don't need to be good at anymore. I mean, there's all that aspect of bringing all of those pieces into our life and accepting all of them and having the joy around them,
yeah,
even the
Jackie,
ones we don't love.
I can make this a little smaller again so it's not covering up our faces. Jackie says again, I just have, so reading what she said, she walks around and locks all the doors every night and checks that everything's safe,
Mm,
because she has a fear about this every night.
right.
And along the lines of what we've been talking about is, you may actually find, Jackie, that fear has popped up for some reason, whether it be some experience that's happened in this lifetime, or as a child when you were growing up, your parents had that fear, so it's a family pattern
Mm,
that's playing out, or
yeah.
your grandmother
You
or your
inherited.
great-grandmother, speaking of family patterns, or even, let's go multidimensional and say some other lifetime you've experienced some form of unsafe situation or experience that is remotely similar to you feeling safe in your environment. So I would take the opportunity to use this tool and say, next time you feel that fear of having to go around and lock all the doors, hello little one, I love you, come on in, and I know this is important for you. And even apologize if you feel the desire. I'm so sorry that in the past I haven't always been here and present for you and acknowledged you, or embraced you in the loving way that I know that you deserve. Because when you feel fear, you deserve
Mm,
more love, never
yeah.
ever less.
Yeah.
Please, you have my attention now. We're in this together. I am here for you. I love you. Please tell me all about it. Do you have a message for me? What are you trying to communicate with me?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it's
And you
just
deserve that.
on with next week's call.
And
Trusting
you
in
deserve
messages,
that healing.
hearing the messages of the universe,
Yeah.
right? That's the trusting
Yeah.
in what it is that it's communicating with you, and that's usually the first thing that pops into your mind.
And you deserve the healing.
Yeah.
You deserve the healing that comes
Well,
from
we
being
are
able
what,
to
Robert?
move.
Love heals humanity, because I believe love
We
is the only
are.
answer, the only solution.
We
In
are.
fact, it's the only question, but we don't have that bit. only on
Well,
this show.
it love heals humanity. It's the only question. The answer is yes. It's the only question. It's the only answer.
And Megan said, or Megan, or maybe it's Megan. Sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly. Patience is a big key. Yeah. A lot of people say, Serenity, you are so
Yeah.
patient. I say, it's a good strategy, isn't it? Because my base programming is actually not patient. And I mention this because maybe some of us actually need patience as a strategy. Because I believe there's no use shooting the messenger. Anger and all of that other stuff that I've done and been in the past gets you nowhere because I'm impatient. As a 27-year-old, if I couldn't find my wallet because I'd lost it in 5 minutes, I was almost ready to punch holes in the walls. Now I just communicate with the consciousness of the wallet and ask it to guide me to where it is, and I play hot and cold, and in 5 or 10 minutes I found it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mariette says, I can't hear the lady talking as well. I had tech issues and my beautiful mic here isn't picking me up, even though the program says that it's using my mic, and it's this silly system. So we'll work on that for next week. But we decided what was more important was to go live remotely close to on time than to just not show up because my mic wouldn't work. Because I thought you.
And I'm just loud, so.
Robert is just loud by nature. I ask him to turn his mic down all the time. I'll work on it for next week. Did the best we can. Maybe I can. Yeah.
We'll get that ironed out. No worries.
Yeah, it's all good. It's only the same.
Yeah.
Give us a break. Give us 5 to 10 shows, and we'll look like we're some Good Morning Australia show or something.
Good Morning Australia.
Yeah. Does anyone, before we wind up the show, does anyone have any questions you'd like us to answer on this topic, or that said anything remotely similar to this topic? And as I wait for those to come through, I don't have any overlays sitting here at all. So I'll mention that Robert and I, because we're all Love Heals Humanity, and as part of Love Heals Humanity, we're putting together a 6-week online course for soulmates. We have a link for you because the content isn't fully together, but it's getting close. So we've got a VIP wait list for that. As I don't have the overlay to pop on the screen, I will pop that in the comments below, that you can get the link there. And
we were going to act it out with sock puppets, but we couldn't figure out how to do it.
Yeah, give us credit. We showed up with the last 2 weeks with the most amazing tech issues, as you expect when you just decide on the fly to start a show and you just build the plane as you go.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody aboard the Love Heals Humanity plane. We are heading directly for peace on earth. Enjoy the trip. Along the way there will be lots of love, support, nurturing.
But do make sure your seatbelts are fastened, because there's going to be a couple of bits of turbulence on the way. That's just life.
Tech issues is the biggest turbulence.
Tech issues.
Oh,
yeah.
Megan says thank you. Thank you both for your wisdom. Megan, we would love you to join us each week. And if you can't make it for the actual show time, the replays are absolutely in their own little series. They're in a playlist. They're just in where the live videos are, and they're just in where Facebook keeps the videos on the Positive Happy Life with Serenity page. And the link for that, I believe, will be in the top of the post. So that's it. In winding up, I have... Oh, Jackie says, thank you both from me too. Oh, I love you.
You're most welcome, Jackie.
Everyone who has shown up for the call, everyone who has interacted, anyone who will ever watch the replay, from the depths of my heart, and I'm absolutely certain Robert's too. I love you. I can't help it. I am so deeply, completely, utterly, and expansively in love with humanity. I don't know how to do it or be any different anymore. That always makes me tear up, but that's beside the point. Oh, and Nathan says, great video, really enjoyed it. God bless you, Nathan. Love you too, Nathan.
Love you too, Nathan. Thanks.
What I have to wind up the show is I'd like to go into, is there anything else you'd like to cover, Robert? Because I've got a few affirmations that will support this topic about beliefs.
I would love for you to share with us those affirmations, and we put some healing love out to
And
everybody
then I'll
on this
give
call and on
anywhere
the
from
replay.
3 to 5 minutes of I have no name yet for it. I'm open to names. This new power healing coming in. By power healing, I mean what used to take me an hour to do a healing for somebody, whether they were present or remotely, is 10-15 minutes and it's done. So if you get 5 minutes of this, it's kind of like a 20-minute old healing. So I don't know, maybe it's just called power healing. Maybe it's called Love Heals Humanity healing, who knows? So I went on quiet, and rather than just be quiet I'll put the energy into an energy ball, and at the end of when I feel the energy start to dissipate, then I can just blow the energy ball for it to land beautifully in the sacred space of your heart, to unravel and unwind at the perfect divine time for you. And yes, here we go. So I'll just bring these affirmations up here so I'm not looking down. Okay, so what I would like everyone to do before we move into this is to get into an expansive receptive state. So I will request that you expand your energies out into the universes and beyond. And that means outside your body, outside your room, your country, your town, the planet, and out into the universes and beyond. And I'll lead into the beautiful resonance of I love you. I love you. I do. I just love you. Just because I love you. My beliefs reflect my highest truth at all times. I notice what unspoken vibrations I am emitting. I am the positive voice that supports myself and those around me. I choose better feeling thoughts which become my new supportive beliefs. My new beliefs lovingly support me and allow my radiant light to shine. Leading into the healing. If you see me wiggling about, it's me putting activation finger codes into the energy ball, just so you know why I'm wiggling about. Just sit with your eyes closed even. Expanding your energies further out in the universes and beyond. Knowing I love you. I love you. I love you. That's just the energy going through me. I expand my energies further out of the universes and beyond. I love you. I love you. I love you. Nothing worse than just sitting in silence, so I'll take any opportunity I can to tell you and let you know just how much I love you. Beautiful, radiant, magnificent, expansive belief system, you. I love you. Allow the universe to top this up with extra energy as we just sit. I love you. I love you. I love you. Energy is starting to dissipate, so I'll just wait a moment. Yep. So I'll just make this energy ball smaller. Okay. Are you ready to receive the energy, the love, the healing, the affirmations we just said? To enter the sacred space of your heart on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I love you. And all of that, taking the opportunity to acknowledge and welcome it. Welcome home, beautiful. us crave to go home. You know, that place that isn't here on earth. And what I've learned is that we actually never left home. We entered the veil of this lifetime via the veil of forgetfulness. Through the door, within the sacred space of our heart, closed the door so we could experience our life. I forgot where the door was. And a part of the journey that I'm on is to help guide you all home, back home, into the sacred space of your heart, out of here, down into there, and then align the two. Anyway, is there anything else anyone would like to ask? Share, because otherwise we can say goodbye. And I think it's that time. And if you have any further questions, please pop them down into the comments below. Might be nice if you write #replay so they'll know that it's a new question and it came from the replay. What more can I say? I love you. Oh, I'll just quickly wind up with a next week's show. I'm learning the ropes as I go. Building the plane, throw Serenity in the deep end and she'll always. So next week's show is for the US side of the world, the Northern Hemisphere, is the 6th of September. Welcome September, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And for we in the Southern Hemisphere, aka Australia, it's the 7th of September at 10 a.m. AEST, because I'm in Brisbane. And the topic is messages from the universe. Are you tuning in? And the show description is, we all know the power of following loving guidance from our intuition and the universe, but sometimes struggle with recognizing the small and subtle signs of these messages. Join Serenity and Robert, aka us, as they share simple, game-changing ways to see the breadcrumbs being left for us and turn them up so they are super easy to see. And until next week, everyone, always remember, I love you.
Love to all of you.